All right, I've got the full update for you here from Seattle. Some significant news, and it's good news for the 49ers injury-wise coming out of the game yesterday. Jordan Mason is only day-to-day. He's got an AC sprain in his shoulder, so there's a chance that Jordan Mason is going to be back and ready to go for the 49ers' next game against the Kansas City Chiefs. For Malik Mustapha, the safety, who exited the game as well yesterday for the 49ers, it is just a low ankle sprain. So remember, I told you this morning, Malik told me in the locker room he'd be fine. That has been verified. Day-to-day, low ankle sprain, that's something that should not hamper Malik Mustapha for all too long. The worst injury news coming out of the game yesterday was for the kicker, Matthew Wright, trying to make a tackle on kick coverage, dislocated his shoulder briefly. So there is a chance that the 49ers are going to have to go for a third kicker in 3 games. You lose Jake Moody to a high ankle sprain. You lose Matthew Wright to a dislocated shoulder, MRI pending. You have to wait to see how everything turns out with that to gauge what the 49ers might need against the Chiefs, but they may need to go to yet another independent contractor at that kicking position. Here's some huge news. This is now confirmed. Kyle Shanahan said that the 49ers are going to open Ricky Pearsall's practice window next week. And they have a bonus practice on Monday. And the practice window, Kyle Shanahan thinks, can, by rule, be open for that bonus practice. He probably won't immediately play against the Chiefs, but the 49ers first want to see how everything is going for Ricky Pearsall as far as his football shape. And he's fully healthy, which is miraculous. I mean, he was shot in the chest about 6 weeks ago, and he's going to be back out at an NFL practice next week. Christian McCaffrey, meanwhile, they will not open his practice window this week against the Chiefs. We've said that the bye week seemed like the time where it made most sense to really think about playing Christian McCaffrey. The ramp up for Christian is still going smoothly. No inflammation in the Achilles, which is good for the 49ers. It's very obvious they can win without him. It's also very obvious that he makes them a whole lot better. It's unfortunate that they blew games against the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams without Christian McCaffrey, but that cannot impact their thinking in the long, big term, because this football team needs to peak at the right time. And that is obviously the strategy behind the Christian McCaffrey thinking. So Matthew Wright, Jordan Mason, Malik Mustapha, Ricky Pearsall, Christian McCaffrey. We cover all of those 49ers injury updates. Team's now going to take 3 days off. This is the mini bye. The Kansas City Chiefs had a full bye. The 49ers have a mini bye. 3 days off, bonus practice Monday, Players Day off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They practice with an eye toward the Kansas City Chiefs. I am still in Seattle, as you can tell from the background here. And since we have Seattle food at our disposal, how about Seattle sandwiches? Look at that salmon for the Locks at the... I need to look at the name of this place. I think it's the Old Fish Bagel Company. No, the Old Salt Fish and Bagel Company. And then Paseo. This is the world famous sandwich I've been talking about. I'll feature it a little bit more a little bit later. But first, Old Salt Fish and Bagel Company up in the Fremont neighborhood. This was post-game breakfast. They do salmon better than anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. It's the salmon and the cream cheese on the bagel. And then Paseo with the roast pork shoulder, the Caribbean sandwich. This was meaty, perfect before the game yesterday. 49ers sitting pretty now. First place in the NFC West. Article up on the San Francisco Standard. Talked about it this morning. Those of you just joining the show, though, those of you who haven't been around this morning, I know it's busy. It's Fleet Week back in San Francisco. Looking forward to getting back. First have to finish the grades, so stay tuned for those. But this is up on the San Francisco Standard. Tonight, the Stars and the 2024 rookie class saved the 49ers. Big-time stuff from, obviously, a superstar in Brock Purdy. We'll get more into that a little bit later today. but from the rookies. Some of the quotes in this article, and then you've got the picture of Malik Mustapha. He has the football in this video. If you go check it out, from his interception, first career interception. Really, really good stuff from the 49ers rookies. The juggernaut formula is finding a way to combine the maturity of the rookie class and the dominance of the superstars. 49ers have the ingredients. Now they have to cook the meal. But I think they've got the ingredients to be a juggernaut. They've been juggernauts in the past, in the very recent past, as last year. But they have to find a way to keep that youthful exuberance, keep the freshness on the roster. Yesterday was a huge test. Yesterday was a big gut check. The 49ers passed it with flying colors, 36-24 over the Seattle Seahawks. And now, well, what looms is truly big. We talked about, from a psychological standpoint, beating the Chiefs in week 7 might even be necessary for the 49ers to get over the hump if they play the Chiefs again in the Super Bowl. That's obviously not guaranteed from either side, but all you can do is beat the opponent in front of you, and the next opponent in front of the 49ers is the Kansas City Chiefs, coming to Levi's Stadium. Not this Sunday, but the next. So 3 easy days here off for the 49ers, and then they will head up to, well, they're not going to have to head anywhere. The Chiefs are going to head to Kansas. Well, they're going to practice, and then the Chiefs are going to come to Santa Clara. I've got to head back to the Bay Area. I got to pick which flight I want to be on today. I realize that the Dodgers and the Padres play that game 5 that I want to see. I don't want to be in the air during that game, so I might fly a little bit earlier or a little later, depending on how that all works out. You guys want to see out the window here in Seattle? Well, before I do that, maybe I should take Brock Purdy off of the screen, because otherwise you can't see. There you go. Little view. You could even see the Ferris wheel there in the distance, I would think. Maybe you can't from this angle. It's not the nicest day in Seattle. It's a little bit gray outside, but it's always fun when you get to eat the day after a football game. And that's what I've been getting to do. We'll close it out with one more look at these suckers. The salmon, which they do so well up here. And obviously that turns into the lox for the bagel. Old Salt Fish and Bagel Company onto Paseo. May have to go back here for lunch. Won best sandwich in the U.S. I think multiple times. So it's a city where they do food right. They didn't do the football right against the 49ers yesterday. They didn't do the replay right. Kyle Shanahan today said he's probably not going to get an apology from the league for that, but he'll get an apology from me. I was getting after Kyle Shanahan. I was like, why are you burning a challenge? They didn't show us the replay in the press box, and apparently they didn't show the replay officials the correct replay. That wasn't good. Anyway, time for me to sign off. I think they want me to check out of this hotel. Talk to you soon.